Welcome back, Guardians, to another Destiny video. And in today's Destiny video, I'm going to be looking at the 9 best shaders in Destiny history, in my opinion. But also, if you would like to win a chance of having a blacksmith shader code, all you have to do is make sure you are subscribed to this channel, hit the like button, and tell me down below in the comments which is your favorite shader of all time. Yesterday I uploaded a video talking about the 4 brand new shaders in the Festival of the Lust, where this blacksmith shader giveaway started. So if you want to enter twice, go back and watch that video and all that great stuff, and hit the like button on there and leave a comment on there and subscribe as well. So let's get into it. This is totally 100% my opinion of what are my favorite shaders, so please don't get upset if your shaders aren't in this list. But first and foremost, as you can see right now, probably my favorite shader of all time is God of War. Now, I'm not going to be talking about how to get these because off the top of my head I just can't remember or think about it, but God of War was the very first all red shader in the game, and it kind of looks amazing on any single piece of armor that you wish to put it on. So I've got partly raid gear and some of the Iron Lord gear, and no class item on my Titan, or at least the one that is just like a little belt. And as you can see, it looks incredible. The massive pieces of armor, like the front of the chest piece, the shoulders, the helmet, the bottom of the legs, they are like a bright metallic sort of red, shiny red, and then you have like a dullard red in the center, which almost looks a little bit pinkish, but it just suits this armor so well. So God of War is one of my favorite of all time, and back in the day it was one of the hardest to get of all time. So pretty damn cool shader, still use it to this day because of how awesome it is. So now let's move on to Feudon Fading. Now this shader drastically changes from armor piece to armor piece because it mainly is a red and black shader, but on certain armors you get a lot of white, and I think it looks really cool, really different, really unique, something that not a lot of people wear. And as you can see right on my Titan here, majority of him is bright white, and then you have the black and red accent in it, and it just looks pretty damn cool. But Feudon Fading, on many other characters you get mainly black and red with no white whatsoever, so it really is just a choice of what you wear. And let me just skip through and try something else on so you can see what changes and how badass it looks. I mean, look at how badass Feudon Fading looks on this character right here. Oh, it just looks so different to everything you wear. Let me put on my main armors again so we can get back into looking at the other shaders. So Feudon Fading looks pretty damn cool on many different characters, many different armors. Next up we have Electric Aquarius, which was a Warlock specific shader I believe until Rise of Iron came out, and they made them non-class specific. So it's like a very unique looking blue color, a very dark dingy type of blue, and I just think it looks so different from most shaders that you see, especially blue shaders, because there aren't really a lot of them, and most of them are like bright blues or deep blues, but this is a very unique steel looking blue, and I think it looks amazing on the Titan raid armor specifically. That's why I chose to keep it on my Titan once I figured out that it was actually not class specific anymore, and how badass it looks on my Titan. Now I'm moving on to one of the newest shaders in the game, Candlelight, which comes from the Festival of the Lust, and I absolutely love this shader because of how luminous it is. The pink and the yellows, they look pretty damn awesome, and when you see someone running past you in PvP or even in the tower, you have to take a short little look at them because they're just so eye-catching and so awesome. I had to include this in my shaders. I really do love these bright ass shaders that just make you stand out and make you pop. I think it's great for PvP when you're, I don't know, maybe trying to troll people with just shoulder charge only or something, and you're just running around with this shader on. I think it's pretty damn awesome. I love this shader. Next up we have Banner Unbroken, which is the Iron Lord shader from the Year 3 Rise of Iron book that you need to complete. And I just love this on all characters. It gives this kind of like heroic green and grey look. just looks super unique and looks amazing on a lot of different armors. It just looks great and shiny and heroic and just makes you feel like you are an Iron Lord and badass. One of my favorite shaders at the moment, and probably will be for a while. But it is just, you know, shiny greens and greys and browns, you know, so it just really depends on what you like in terms of a shader. But I just think this shader looks incredible. Next up, we have Eris Morn's shader, which is Predawn. It gives you this kind of burnt, brownish, yellowish look, and it just looks incredible in my opinion. It looks just awesome. Look at it. It just looks so sexy, and I just cannot understand why more people don't use this shader because it's awesome. And especially on the Titan, the right parts are the right colors, if that makes sense. A lot of shaders, sometimes you equip it to armor pieces and it just looks jarring, it looks awkward, but all of this shader just sort of just fits together nicely on my Titan here specifically, and I love running around with this shader. And I have a lot of people like messaging me on Xbox saying, what shader is that? Because they know how awesome it looks. It suits the Iron Lord armors too, as you can see the boots right here with the fiery little kneecaps look pretty damn sick. Next up, we have Aru's Passage, which is a Trials of Osiris shader from way back when. Now it regularly drops after game reward in Trials this year. Well, not regularly, but more regularly than it ever did. So it was the very first kind of gold shader that we ever got a look at, and you know, it's like yellowy gold, but it just looks sexy. It's shiny, it's awesome, and it was one of my white whales where I just could not get the shader no matter what I tried to do, and then it dropped for me in an after game reward while I was streaming, and I was pretty damn excited for good reason. Look at how amazing this goldish looking Titan looks. I prefer it on my Hunter, but it does work on pretty much any character that you equip this shader to. Again, like I said, the blacks are in the right place with the shiny golds accenting it nicely, so pretty damn awesome shader, if I do say so myself. So next up, we have Halo, and I use this specifically because of how sexy the black looks on this specific armor setup. It's the black shader that I always wanted, but Halo comes to Sparrow Racing League, or at least it did in the past, and it has these nice little orange highlights which aren't too in your face, they're very subtle, and it just makes some of the armors look amazing. So obviously this is all black, so I'm going to go and change to some of my other armor pieces so you can see the orange highlights on different armors. So let's go with the Armamentarium first. It doesn't change. I can't remember which one's changed. That one definitely changes, and I believe this one changes too. So you can see the orange is pretty subtle, pretty amazing. So let's try some of these. I mean, look at how badass that looks. And then we can change to the Trials helmet or the Iron Lord helmet, and there's no orange. But look at how amazing that looks. Look at that setup. I absolutely love that. I'm not a big fan of this helmet, but it really does go with this shader and with this setup. So I cannot wait to get all my armors to 400 so I can wear this shader completely in its orange glory. But if you have the right setup, you can pretty much have a full black shader, which all of us have ever wanted. And I know super black is in the game, but it's not as black as this shader, kind of, if you have the right setup. And last but not least, I think you can all guess what shader this is. It is Chata White, which was the Vault of Glass shader. And it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's white. Whiter than white. I could run around and be a ghost right now in the Festival of the Lost because of how white this is. And it's a shader that kind of fell behind. Like, it was really popular when Vault of Glass came out. Obviously, it was the very first Vault of Glass, was the very first raid and the very first shader that came from a raid. Everyone was wearing it. And then people stopped wearing it because too many people were wearing it. But now you rarely ever see anybody wearing it, so I try to wear it as much as possible. And I know I said wear one too many times during that conversation, but I wear it as much as possible because of how sexy it looks. It's just pure white, it's pure badass, and it suits a lot of the armors really, really well. So those are my 9 favorite shaders of all time. My personal opinion. Feel free to leave your comments down below and tell me what your personal opinion is on your favorite shaders. It doesn't have to be 9, but you can list a few if you wish, or you could list like 10 if you want. It's up to you. Hit the like button if you liked this video. Thank you for watching. I have been easynow, and you guys have been awesome.